You she. Them American. ST me wabe galamsey side. Ibia fani kutuku. Nipikas. So that.
Oh, but me take.
Yeah, some more. No, we'll put you home. Or dig kaka. No, I did.
In fact, you better understanding, and they would focus on this.
The focus is coming to this. But Padamacho said to cry them document or the way you what to them. The man has not the man all oil then, only yellow. Property rate is guided to community. I didn't know. Let them pay there, Mr. John Last Let me be said there. Ever since your assembly, the last assembly and the disassembly. Until the project kula SCMA, Tama de Miska number no. Why was secondly? A kula why was chakradi, and a kula why was Kadakatan, because there are 3 submeters form SCMA. Do you get it? One project, SCMA now to block or start clearing BBR or complete one. They can't mention one. Name baby what this can work say. The muscu done the upper. Esiman Salo Konkan, what about filling a car? You should have been the now. I know what culminate to the extent there. Bronis there on why a partnership. Why and Tafu? It did Tafuno. Oshawa on Mucho. You are very poor. On your nama of Fredden of Fubaka and the brother poor. Into a border or elevating so that I will not know better than obey Pepe as twin cities. Palermo and STME. And I know wait it now, Robum. When you scored then, or that brought there. Sabe fire and my papa. I mean now work there, yes, twin sisters another in Yanoma. At least we can be at what? At pair. Look at what is happening. The question is, my brother, at some was here. Sabio, a yeni, Sabi. Now and maybe I chow $100,000 as we sit here. Any danento land, any dan, any car, any bibia. As a rational human being, would you begin to consider buying expensive clothes?
What is expensive?
Expensive shoes? No, let's bring it to the normal life experience.
You consider your priorities and then.
Very well. So, as a young guy, are you going to consider building something or it's kind of what I tell you? When you're there, and you are very poor, would you be thinking of buying expensive clothes and shoes and socks or what? Or you begin to plan for your future as a young guy? That is the mentality we are talking about. Do you get that? Is the mentality we are talking about. Bringing 3 million euros. And the Ghana is come out. Current series, or 22,275,542 Ghana cedis for 25 pesos.
Okay.
Do you get it? That is the amount of money we are talking about. And they call old Ghana cedis or your pay. In the Bunyon item, or down or there, 7 you are poor. For Bob one abra, in a pepper. Bonina, and only a lunch, I know Bono in this cabano, where there were about 20 or 15 in a conference room. Microphone are coming to him. Me wonder coffee is behind him. Me wonder Coca-Cola is behind him. Bibi no you know. Why meeting a young assembly chamber? Yanya was a new youth center. Yanya talk about the library. The Western Plus Atlantic Hotel. Iziban, all people, everybody took transportation. The first thing we should begin to ask as people, including journalists, to start with, Yabo. These are the questions you begin to ask. Atlantic Hotel near Canada program. Yembi Mr. Last there. I know come. Because assembly members want to check BBM of chain. What assembly members would yen dagol. When you lead dagol bia, I, Samson K, have planned and vowed that this year we'll be going to the Supreme Court. And there are some officers who are going to be put before the office of the special prosecutor and Yoko as well. Because very, very bad. Very, very bad. Every descending Ghanaian bear must be worried about what is happening there. And I am young. One thing, I am young, papa there. the so-called MPP for what's for what Bema one MPP for. What's the whole assembly no see one on 2 million project Biala from what party now power no. And I want to know who now I am done as a moon in a holiday. SMTA no so now.
Yeah, focus on that project.
I'm coming there. I'm coming. It's part of it. I'm talking about SMTA. It is about SMTA. The project is about SMTA, and I'm giving prelude. I'm telling you, listeners.
On the project, on the PDS.
Messi there, what bro? 222 billion plus. Old Ghana cities. There, you hear me for Bob. Baby, I can and I message the journalists in a Ghana Funa to begin with, as conversation to begin with, let us find out. Or considering a him to rent Atlantic Hotel in a Zama called one. Then start from there. La cause our painting or considering because if you and I we are not careful, you'll be watching. We will catch the lunch in a Tikubia or 500,000 euros. And about 71 man, Mr. O more fun activity creation. Sikaka will create activity. What people would have to do? No work done, but on paper, no, there's a work done. So if you and I, we are not careful, by the time we realize, Atlantic Honor, maybe more correctly, them program, they will tell you, or costing 500,000 euros. Why the Demiska Wabach or the ideas of my papa, you could not benefit, Politicians be more for one upon us and one queen. Fork and knife, which turn to the party cake.
Projects your day.
Look at this. Let's go into the details. The question you should be asking ourselves is, Tama Akosibuni, on for the miscame from Beno. In assembly, you're 2 and 20 years staffer. Tama the miscame on Beno, no, you're 2 and hold community engagement via Yanyu Kasa. Let me remind you, under the leadership of Honorable Keke Sam Late, SCMA will continue doing We're doing though. We're doing the first time. How have you accounted for the million and who is even monitoring or observing what is happening? So why do you want to invest this money in our banana or the capital investment? Yada ko hono no. Yada dem isem hu no. And I'm go dia and I'm go train staff and I'm go a day and I'm toilet. There is a facility or one man. Although complete toilet can starting. I'm here chairman of environmental management committee. We have been talking about this issue and nobody is prepared to explain things to us. Toilet start working in room in order to honor. I don't say any part no ska won no fine fa. She said bonu fu fraba. I send the miske ila kase obi. By the time we realize no, na the money now why then. Wash it. Nancy ya nwanum ya wo Air Force. Wo do dia cabbage na carrot dem is mo. We had a meeting and we discussed about them. In conclusion, we were anticipating that assembly we take it upon ourselves to help them. Do you know the decision we took on them? The decision taken on them in there were private people. We should rather encourage them to do their own thing. So why is it that for the first time, Obonyi discovered back yesterday you got pilot hanging garden. About no to us hanging garden and then watch on. Activities to be implemented also to construct one demonstration farm.
One demonstration farm. That will be the other one.
Hibi. Messi there. And you know what your carrot and cabbage or Air Force, Echiwe. Eko, Kushimitima. Assembly, we had a thorough discussion on them. Yes, you know what you money now, or a poison will get to Muslim what then. What Assembly must intervene to do something for them. And Assembly, decision you're taking it there. They are private people. We cannot do anything, intervention, be support them. We should rather encourage them, motivate them to rather build themselves. No one wants to answer, so you won't be here. So the question I'm asking is, why there? Because this cannot buy anything. We have find it expedient. There, for the first time, we are going to do BBR. If people want to match or they boys they into one or they want to wear one day. I'm trying to draw your attention to. I will tell you where the money should have gone. I want to just talk about it. Are you getting it? Why there for the first time bringing this carbon? What's there? You carry this very thin. You take decision there. We are not going to invest there. We should rather encourage the people to do that. Why? And I want to draw attention of the listeners and all journalists in this metropolis or greater secretariat in there. STV, like I said, it's a Galamsey site. Property rate. I'm telling you before God, man, there are some properties within this metropolis. News can on assembly. Okay. And people are issuing fake receipts to people to collect money in assembly STMA. And they think
people are issuing fake
one. Fake and dead receipt.
Fake and dead receipt,
yes. Which doesn't come to the assembly.
Cannot mass assembly.
Let's get that down and fake receipt. Fake receipt. How do you account for fake receipt? Want to justify one. And Mr. Magasa, one more convenient. I'm not joking. No. When I'm mark my words, Mr. This year, 2022, it was a planting I put in place in 2022, but that I've gathered enough evidence. And for the first time, some people are going to use their end of service benefit. You know why you go for the rest of their life, you know? Ni sneeze can of babano, or bet your bank away. You know about one will feed the Zaman of Kodo STM one. I've built enough evidence. As I talk to you, FNA committee, I don't know, deliberate way you may do. Because of some of these things. And I'm not joking. Ghana no yenda. Ghana belongs to all of us. Why there? Oh, the baby, I will create an impression there. Ebi Ebronia, Onimiya Sachi Bibini. Why do you create that impression? Then you may man why no I am for. There assembly was one man. Young proud in there. There be a development. Tell them I'm concern in you. Nemo, to keep your baby and then we create activities. Okay. Them. Then we prepare more on that, and the money is funded.
I get it. My friend one by one.
So therefore,
Fabra conduct a multi-dimensional baseline survey on integrated urban development in Secretariat.
The Madi, FIN, this your midterm development plan. I've forgotten the right here. I'll get it. Yan FIN development planner. Eshima, the introduction and everything, it gives you information about all this.
Action plan.
Yeah, an action plan. I'll get it. I'll get the right way. You have a 4-year development plan, of which every year we pick EBI this year. Do you get it? Then 4-year development plan. If you read the document well, then we base information you got the name already. So the question is, are they going on in this cabin? You create activity. The man can collect them baseline information in you. Now, just to create activity to spend the money. In terms of that schema, because the money what you know, in some of body in some intangible, you cannot trace them. What's there? Anchors will create economic development. In what sense? Or you're intangible because when you without someone, you cannot measure the economy in our urban. You cannot measure it, but they cannot tell you the Anchors will do what I don't know, or Toby Nisu, or Toby document, Toby Namo. Is that the way to create employment? Are you not here there? Abofuno, capital investment. The more you do construction, the more we on cement, what on the cement. The more the boys will get to concrete job where then. Why? Anu versus there, Anchors will now one time, just within a day, what to be pure and the big garden. I don't know employment creation. I have a casa chawa, or feed a service, a Jimmy for. Why do you know Yajuma? What can say natural order that you should take it? Oh, and actually, manager Cantino, then I find them way young painful. And I'm telling you, if now you speak, some assembly members even believe that Mr. John Larson way assembly painful.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
That is the problem we are facing. I don't know my young to me young some other boy in and let me tell my colleagues assembly members.
Sure.
Let me remind them that assembly not that one. And one year every year be a different group baba. So that when you're about to know when you can we bully on all the time. And let me also tell the general public that you keep on changing your assembly members. In as far as the system remains so, and we have the same people there, no, there will be no improvement in our communities.
Project like train 150 members of the Metropolitan Planning Coordinating Unit, Spatial Planning Committee, and many things are still in place.
This 2022 budget, unfortunately, my farm, 2022 budget, there is a place at training of assembly staff. The budget has captured that already. Budget has captured that already. So why do you place it here? Just to get away to spend Boniniska 22.5 point-something million Ghana cedis. Only small money.
Ghana cedis. Training of 60 community leaders and 40 other selected stakeholders on social accountability tools.
Social accountability tools now. How have they been accounted for themselves? A go train the I was kind of costing Atlantic Hotel. Have you even mentioned up to dinner? And when the you know spending them is kind of Tabaris and Chapters with this Abado program now Atlantic Hotel or costing them. They should be bold and tell us to start with. How do you go and train people on accountability? Why you don't want to be accountable to the people yourself? What is the need for that? Already, no. Assembly.
So, people annual account, how fund was spending these days.
Yeah. Let me tell you, there is a baller money be away in the court office now. We'll be probing that issue in court very soon. There is a road construction be all Koda. Chinese will say in road be. Sika whatever they find road. HDB say what's this can Maka contractor no. Niska. Then we ask the question. When is the contractor going to pay the money back to the assembly? Massa, in some record SCMO. In some record SCMA. In some record SCMA, Kofunten ye. In Kofunten ye, Mamma, when you're arguing there, a Billy Casa, he's against any individual. They can never use the assembly as a cash cow. If one another, the chicken so soon, my name, what me. It can never happen. Are you getting it? That can never happen. That can never happen. Already know all this project we are doing as assembly. Your budget to be home.
Provision of decent toilet facilities for 500 housing units to benefit poor households.
In a mess there.
On your big deal.
The Madino, already know there's a facility, through Mohammed Ndugu offended. One hour by a toilet. I'll get the name and tell you. Already that project is already in the offering. All Sika Samno, them is did them. In the scan wide, wasa project new year, but canasa. No project now stand still. If you have not even accounted for them first project, how are you going to account for this new one? And I'm only trying to still remind you that this is an activity creation to spend the money. We create activity to spend the money, and you don't see anything, brother man. If something now assembly members say if you all agree there should be a community development fund. Sure. For all elected assembly members, because community have a problem, and community also elect assembly member. So that support, able to absorb them related to project. We started them can see them. Manager so what's his can we can't do it, on your possible. And I also the common fund, so common fund, you can't use common fund for that. Also, just to deceive assembly members. And as you speak, that community development fund, you to STM. Demiska kasi here then, Oliver. And every descending man be a person would have wished there. It's at least 22 million Ghana cedis for 3 years now. Every year we are getting 1 million Ghana cedis factual. Now electric.
What you think there? The Miskano and credit this year. Now yen share what that yen. Construction of two well-resourced, youth-friendly reproductive health kiosks.
Very well. We saw there demand what is the need and what is the importance. And what are they? Are you productive for what?
Construction of two well-resourced, youth-friendly, the youth is a reproductive in your we have two well-resourced, youth-friendly kiosks.
It's a kiosk
friend and health person.
You're not doing your Jumas before. Ask me a baby new. I be before you're not doing your day, Jango Panaban. You know your Juma pa. Chip compounds for equim. If you want to one way, maybe what chip company be one. The chip compounds all around. Couldn't we have refurbished these chip compounds? And you modernize the Kaka to solve the immediate communities. No one problem. Nature the Madi Bojoko. What do you build the kiosk for? And even the more they have not even put cost on them. We jam at large. So we are about 1 million. And you have to take it because John Lance will come in Spain. Obama go for 1 million. And no Jumanian chief propagandist. About a church there. About that's why them he has spent 1 million indeed. Which is not true.
I think genuinely one of the major issues and the initiatives, measuring the benefits or the back out of the initiative, and one of the issues already there.
What's it? I will babona anyone. You be a pacho. Or your mama steam a minimum. In Zaman what church or they are just intangible activities. You can't trace them. Do you get it? And in Zaman to them to be accountable on some of these things are very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because them youth reproductive assembly how do you even account there or costing 200,000 Ghana cedis? How do you can't account for that?
There will be a cost factor to
a cost factor to now.
The babies they see. Maybe if somebody has to be in.
My
issue is that them friendly kiosk. How long will it operate? Nipa obo woman na bibi dem no.
And I miss there already no. Your chip compound.
These are questions I compare with this.
And that is your question. I'm concerned that your chip compounds are or equation. Na baby chip compound be then e bi ni ho. You could have used that kind of them service let me say you could have used the money to refurbish your chip compounds or all that modernize them. Na baby no FCB. I know myself better purpose than this useless venture.
Conduct community campaigns targeting the youth on adolescent reproductive health, gender-based violence, inclusive education, and irregular migration.
Irregular migration, okay, fine. Irregular migration, fine.
Community campaigns.
As we speak, PRCC, why a community engagement? Public Relations and Complaints Committee, led by the presiding member. Why a community engagement all the time? Last year we AP, this year our budget will be AP. You know, that means now we have them already. You it's kind of a banana. They have to create activity to spend the money. That is the challenge.
The climate aspect. Also, organize public consultations with local communities on climate resilient policy.
Very well. I'm never bamboozled by this grammatical invention. Do you get it? Because this area is my fault. Last 4 years, I'm a PRO for biodiversity offsetting Ghana. Wakra in partnership with John Ajekum for Foundation. We developed a policy document for EPA. Biodiversity offsetting. Today, a period development the more you clear vegetation, the more you try to convince us to offset them, either in situ or ex situ. Like you do it where you do the development, India has said, and do the same India, or you buy a land somewhere and do that. All these policies you have developed them for assemblies to develop. How can the EPA develop online? Then secondly, as an assembly, do you get it? As an assembly, them before Casina, them is the Munano. When you be here, you were laws, you were brow, EPA, one brandy. Forest Commission, you talk now, or any be told on a owner. When you brow on my country, them is the man. Assembly, you show development laws. Do you get it? Intino, on your manana, you can teach him how to do the policy and blah. And how have you been check them running the compliance, partner? Have we even ensured that?
I see. So prepare an eco-disaster risk reduction management plan. Plant 5,000 ornament trees to address environmental degradation and the adverse effect of climate change on livelihood at community level.
But pray I ma'am. Share a boy document now. Page 1.
Page 1 of the document.
Yes. Read the thematic area. First line.
Page 1.
Yes, page 1. Yeah, the thematic area. The top part. Read it.
Sustainable development.
Google the meaning of sustainable development.
Sustainable development.
Google, just Google. Don't do it off it. Just Google. If you can Google, I can assist you. I'm very candid and a genuine person.
Sustainable for the transcend generation. That's all.
No, let me Google, then we can have this good discourse because we are here to educate the public. And Pedro Salas and Baba.
Because squad night it's not want to.
And we are still waiting.
Messi want to from wonderful to.
Or a meeting at your last watch out to there or In fact, not a Friday. John last opted for.
I'm a boy, but my reader.
Okay, was sustainable development. It's development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs.
Very well. So the man is able to match more Fantima,
sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. It's a project but on say the ability of the future generation to equally benefit
meet their own needs.
Yes.
Very well. To sustainable development I'm more me the man in there. In some of here in TCR about wine. Do you get it? Yelly. That means the man also uncle see 1 hour by nature. Also, Mobina, for Subia, almost 1 time away.
Yes.
This Mr. Last Robaba, Assembly maybe over Tembia, over Dano, at the Pocobiano, and I'm will read them first page, no Google. So on this is not the development as I. I'm very veteran. Then if you see it, you miss a young there. Sikaya wabaya, damage your body. Is that our need? Once we go by
is that our needs and how sustainable are these developmental projects are?
But then with that, what can you say about new one? What chose sustainable development? Bigger. What can this kind of people new any day? In Zama here, you come on day, 1 year summer and for 1 general. One of us are good.
Okay, my mom corners, your baba consultations are Oko Mansana.
Yeah. Now, I feel honorable colleague assembly members and also our right honorable presiding member. Media, and the week prepare penna. Yokolanchi program. Me guapa na me share one ata na wa promotion assembly members.
Ashe one ata will be nice.
Atala wa promotion STM wa promotion assembly members. Na ye ko didi out of 3 million euro. Assembly members are very angry.
Few of you know I am angry and
I am telling you, about 8 assembly members have called right now. The next general assembly meeting will be war.
Fantastic.
The next general assembly meeting will be something else. The one program here, assembly day in day out. Yenisko. Look, program no. What's it? Or be program no ama or STM bibwa. Nti sika no the STM dey FND yefa development wo or STM. No assembly member. The assembly members, we are not on anybody's invitation. We are not on anybody's invitation to the assembly. We are duly elected as assembly members to represent our various communities. And we, the assembly members, form the assembly. And the technocrats are assembly members. But about STMA, or the other way around, or your opposite. Sir, STMA is such a huge program. When the assembly members to the phone, you know. Sikala project that my assembly members, the communities, no, and they are represented to all the community, no, are not. We need any idea about program that work acquire. One friend at Nasi, I didn't say about program. You got to about. Was it Wednesday? You got to about Wednesday. Am I a presiding member? AE subcommittee, leader. I mean the leadership of the house. You put a year what the teacher table go yes what about summer. What can lunch you know. Yeah, you t-shirt na yeah shana embra. I ain't for okay lunch in Atlantic. Now what from Atalasha assembly members. Near court no. I don't okay na Jenny Mushi. One friend no one your friend to sing. Electoral area bia one project awon here and also there aja wo fo do botu mo akọ area ni na yan dwunu nke okay the area eyi on here says ya yen tumi ye be yi eyi tumi ye be yi out of scan or rubber na nipa kura bi aka tena ase my brother honorable colleague Kwadi Kakade SMTA Adam Galamsey sites. I agree with him. There are so many loopholes in our assembly hall. As a result of that, they may be able to scale anymore. Look, you know IGF, how many man over there? You know IGF, internal generated fund. I was in over there. Come to my electoral area, for example, Airport Reach. Since I'm a member of SMTA as assembly member, no one project be anywhere SMTA back a day. Yane property rates huge scale of budget our communities no business operating permit, temporary structure permit, this and that. What did you know? Ya demand dama community no. You're not planning nine a first class residential area. About 75% of our roads are on tie roads. No, so we're classifying as first class residential area. Abidiano say we watch the property rate because we're classified as first class into no. Yen bill be an each double. Yet when it comes to development, we are always left out. Next nyame charge bronate no chrome. When we are away hieni. And here Sikana the develop metro. Into Mama Bowa. Sikana ebusia penny Sikana bedewa ebusia ne nyawe. Na yin there makoto tam mapam won begin say ne my sikabi abane sikano otina makoyi we are no question obi answer nkofi. Anyi bi adam na wo yina. But you see, the man say me Yereka. Abaka last minute no atago you be in assembly man. No atago. Yes. Me wa don ko don yen look sikebo wo wi ase edie one and the man no wa wo kra no we sinisi. The leadership of STM should know. Sikebie di wo suma de on say dey bia no. And this time around, we are coming after every technocrat of SCME. Yeah, you see, they take the warrior SCME, we don't know. We know every movement to be our SCME. I didn't know the nature. But for the sake of smooth running of the assembly, no, some of us decide not to. And then maybe but our people also need development. Sure. My electoral area, for example, Airport Reach. You're not calling your look. Up Airport Reach there. A route, it developed Porto to extend that. Sekitaka, ne Anamwa, Abo Porto Kuma. You being the driver can relocate to the back seat. First class residential area. Meanwhile, when it comes to property rates now, again, the highest. Even Bolampo, the whole metro, Airport Reach nature the highest. 50 cedis per month per 240 of a kg what and then that bin. Other communities pay 15, 20 cedis and 30 cedis. You nature the highest. But by your community no for come run up the wall. Never should they not connected them. What's also what the bill number or Baba Jiska. You know, I can't. No, so them assembly members because I don't do.
A general concern.
So this document here, the projects here, projects are captured them documenting in to me about 90%, you know. Or I have to be no capture. I just look. It's about time we look into the eye of our big people, our leaders, and tell them the truth. Project be anyhow. I'm not from the project be any benefit about rich, but. A portrait, there can be, and what is kind of brain. So, portrait on your project, Papa. Some way somehow. I'm American, so there. I am a representative of a portrait. Okay. I represent a portrait. Okay. What does the 3 million euro going to a portrait? What are you going to benefit from the miscam? Yeah. Even so, it's a scam for say the me sikeba da wono. So, for assembly members. Oh, the miscam day now. Offend and Kwesi Broni Peda Odeba Bua SCME. na ye pede ye je woni susun abade no fi de ye pede ye na se work and there oh honorable Sansiro and honorable Samsike na area na the minister no ye bi ke bi oba benefit o sande e bia ame meti airport regi management of our onone electoral area 400 electoral area nsamu ko ho a wode ye project ho a oboto benefit ne bo ni na ya abadwe ya ofene ya ko benkrum ya kede okay the main project is already what the madi wo ha even though meti airport regi on ba directly but my benefits na ya ja to but anya ne dam no assembly member dey no wo captain and what friend mpo
okay maybe so the mass conducting a multi-dimensional baseline survey on integrated urban development such a survey the outcome of the survey will benefit in group grower secondly the metropolis is there something of that sort or a general what can they organize quarterly events on municipal rates and fees to enhance revenue generation?
The revenue na kasa oba STM na lopo da ko. Obi me call ku atena akade. Fake your friend and receipts. Ana no ka una be scan ko individuals won ko tokum and they think we don't know.
Planting of 5,000 fruit trees to enhance urban food security. I mean, there can be locations at the airport region.
Your program, is it fancy or English?
Your
program, is it fancy or English?
Yeah, in some what kind of a show?
At least, you know, there are
5,000 fruit trees. Mango income, fruit trees.
Second order, Ghana for. Ada SCMA capture Wahano. SCMA assembly, no, or a local assembly. Inti yema minum yana numa what share the market second ye to yeah yes ye be ye puntujuma na bronye hu dey ye ekrom ha ehia na minemi wa ha inti won dis kan fanya puntujuma na one man for one benefit no sire na ye na nanu na wona market second ye ma minu ye nua no wona market second what share the na mewie mo hoton no want us that is the main reason why na ye look there they're supposed to have called assembly members. Now you make input. You can secure be. You need the money to benefit the community.
Constructing one demonstration farm. There, your farm will be a
demonstration farm. My demonstration.
By way of encouraging the youth into farming, yeah, one demonstration farmer will be able to make work with greenhouse. Oh, sir, but the greenhouse. We have our knowledge. Oh, greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
Yes. Your greenhouse irrigation facility. Yeah. In fact, youth, as you see, I know, what can they go into entrepreneurship?
You had a demonstration farm and Chedia farm like Asana.
Demonstration.
Look at the trick here. Look at the trick here.
There should be example to train more.
One kada yakaya them farm no. But what's your demonstration one?
To train more.
Yes. To go and how if you train a bit. Then the panel only assassin capital waiting for so better waso. Tiki Kasaska we are building, we are doing it to employ people as an assembly, to engage the people, the youth. And then we are making some headways, but just a demonstration farm. A demonstration farm on the bed.
5,000 fruit trees to enhance urban food security.
In general, could do
the assembly members of STMA. That's the project. The assembly will have to go back.
We have to go back.
Or they assign your creative back. The technocrats should invite all the assembly members to discuss the projects and what there, what this can what here. Then make inputs. Either that in the project, you better watch
I am told that this is the third time HTMA are fight in getting this project. So there been one proposal which was rejected, two which was rejected. Indeed, the demands of getting the funds,
please,
on the one way to why you be here today.
Please. They should stop lying to the people. They should stop lying. On your first time, STMA in a standard facility like this before. It's not the first time. It is never true.
But on this particular project, getting funds
for fun. And I'm there.
I mean, Obiana proposal as a balance with
and project is Sigbonidi Sikano Brown. One ma any Elibiade Fisicano focus to toilets. Now, can I restrict them? That is the main reason why or they offer members know what's happening. On one some Yelka. Brony I had any attach there where Sicamo Brown. Foko A, Foko B. I want to be extra ada.
And your more reason and that me STM we had watching
I want that
requirement of
the danger
requirement of the fund.
The danger no woman there. The danger is home as much danger woman there one. In Assembly Members town my stakeholders we take decision for that.
You should know.
Now no that last no do better change what the check of. I know dangerous no. In China in that time no. Yeah no information you check you some kind of damn near them but you know about church what I check of because one way so go technocrat one so way assembly one way management
one assembly
one way management workers are bianca and I'm so your first time I see me yenye bida
ya twa one nche wobra
yenye bida katukujo time mama katukujo time you had a similar facility yeah kokompe you modernize kokompe sections of kokompe if integrated social center we where ekwa for that one office and some other facilities are assembly you quite land to holy tracks we go park so for chrome one painting side we did it it's your first time access facilities modi can bear no the year ejuma the document in by open point one by one the management there so it's not the first time remember be under the be there as if the first time is KB from before
the first time I see but this particular twin city in society
and it's can assembly no get you assembly no get you
your development am ko duen bia
you see come here
go need the sika bro for development you na kala kwane nye
and it try
you system nye master wait to basi
1 to 5 where
go need the sika bro you na kala kwane nye yene drainage system owo krom ha onye nso to flooding yema mebe ni wa yenya no bi no nso to bia dina o relocate okada hotel bi mu kada kase bi no nchen demo program ni na wo ho and assembly no sabi okada no sundi no sorry no age onya ina me fesika no mu ka dua ndua na ni pena de sika na ka ya adina ma no anke nte na onua damadi abadina sika bia wa abade the man abadina efe there yeyemo community abotu mo abo community no assembly na da sorry ya na ya no da ye pe bibie da so na sika no ye sika na pe bibie afenti no ya pe nyama bro for tete what the gbada ba nyama order sisa ni na assembly we don't need it and some of the items our capture wa ade no or what that ya capture wo ye ne action plan so dada or what that nti da me profit tete watch or advocacy ban na 3 million euro ya wa ba no ana nipa keke bi ba che go kotokum wedi
okay ma me say before no work with one consult one after we be no assembly members won share mu won of fun
and some aka so and 1 week nti saka sabi so obi no we fi ma na so e ba no we ya nka ya turu ni dini de ma me che ya STMA sika obey I'm telling you make an question first and had it what's a 3 year job until 2022 na you me by 2025 2026 you ba about to here next project go out of the main project here what to implement
to such
there sika 3 million euro no ade the only thing about to mind them if you end up the meeting set me call we go for next 3 years but what about so only ada you to we are not serious.
Saziro, I went to the bar. My mom came here to the chairman. Some case. You interrogate some of the initiatives over the various thematic areas that you're
first and foremost, Embrana Constitution order man, Assembly for this tradition, or they will respect the Membrana. And I want to reiterate this call. There, Mr. Last, Assembly Watcher.
Yeah.
Watcher
too much.
Ni operations why Assembly
Watcher.
Then coordinating director, oya Donano. Mafia na operations why you now so what the go the cap up Bodoma. Ni Medina wa Bodoka intino.
Watcher.
The monk of 2 years. Other Assembly with you.
Watcher Assembly too much.
John Last. Ena John Nano.
Academy why they worry to missing of
no, Mr. John Last. Ena John Nano.
Until don't be
or there assembly. want to know. Coordinating director for the first time Oba Assembly, on to one chair project assembly. One start from scratch with the Mr. Wu. And Enima, what build the empire be? Both within and outside. Also, the dean of coordinating directors. And as you see, politicians, no, what should now ever now? No, why I call them. What the cast, what I can feel fuel. Tiwama, what is so powerful? It will feel there because of that, you know, on your safe.
Yeah, need demonstration, Baba.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
And I am going to put him before Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Sure.
For the what do STM?
I can't day no. Or can I get the woman beer?
Evidence enough. Both audio and I want to put it here. Both audio and a document papers. If you are ready. Okuminem pa baby man zabana dano. If you are going to continue the case. And for the first time, the empire now building now also there a dean of coordinating directors are. What can one boom? Share. And I'm looking at the MPP from one way. Me the Yoka. Vice President of Ghana, our MPP, what happened there? Revenue, no, it be more revenue demons. And it's we introduce electronic BB. I better the man now. Also, we're demons. We're demons. Use the word demons. Scan on Lebanon. No, we or divert. That's why he has introduced electronic platforms.
Okay.
Do you get it? And we have these people, man, come in, please. We have these people still in the system. STMA. And I know the man I'm talking about. For the first time, coordinated at Kawaba, STMA to me a project from scratch to finish. I mention one. At that same members here there. They were challenged with your community to be part of STMA. And we are the representative of the people. Yesterday, you have a community development fund. You are the best solve the problem of the community. As you speak, don't know what's so on your possible now. Kukula la de mahana and all. It is for the first time we are taking it to them facilities over a day. At least a section could have been allocated for the communities to elected members. No, that the major service cano, the Bian Cano Press Canvas could go a farmer. Project Toribano is approved and implemented at the MP's Common Fund. Honorable Minister, Kobio Ochidaku Mesa. Tama, Honorable Kosin Kumai MC, no Kobio Ochidaku Mesa, no, FNA chairman. Yemi say, why down on the time, no? As FNA chairman, what to implement them community development fund? No, Yamina, the one by head of the region. Local government service, no. The media will know to and he's not even worried. And I'm worried about that. I'm seriously worried about that. As also a citizen of this metropolis.
All right. Still, Eric John Last on the team.
When I got your school, then I'm a water table Chrome Hadi. Couldn't you have used this money to even build schools? Schools. On your secondary schools. Just kindergarten and primary schools. You to me a favor see about 6 unit classroom but quite find it. The former of one.
Where see go country, where get so man conform to blood sometimes.
Former conform.
Then STM but to Hadi. Issue what to pipe him. You have to pipe him and conform. If you take the best call in Chabana Sama Komusu. And conform is secondary. What about Konwai Obobusu? These are the current challenge you are facing. Couldn't you have used part of this money to drill boreholes? At least, you have 5 tempo. Now you enter for the summit to say 3. It's got a 10 secondary and tackle. Now summit to be about 20 by summit to strategic places. Borehole. Because Yakupon, one man challenger, Boni, Wabama Yamu there's a money to solve that challenge. But Bibini, Ebo Bibini Tina today. We are minded, we are matched because Bibini got today. I'm China Yakuponda Mano, the body of Jumaiden, Onye. You're two pipes here, boreholes, in 2 months of Bianchi. Nemono, we go here to borehole. As journalists, we know borehole, Fidai, we are 2 Fidano Adeno. We are 2 Cansarado, on our Adeno. These are the tangible projects we're talking about.
What project is working in your motor show? We did this, I will still meet John Last.
Listen, John Last, you meet John Last, my some of us, Yambra, because John Last is not too much. No, Macasada, I'm from another, or Macas, I see that's why I can.
Yes, sir, one major project that can At this point in time, you will water rationing.
Problem will come.
This is a project that would have helped the metropolis.
Very well.
So that is what you go to.
School, which is schools, echo school being CCLA, and then we as you speak within the metropolis. People were thinking that the building is called that big. Then from your fine year, the most people are from my when you baby time. You won't go the money. Uncles already done a uncle's that one.
No, all come no way. But the will sell us.
Burning is done one, uncles and uncles will come out of that one. Journalist said, "No, we were for the Kwame Fair. Obuniska we am by no. Some no fair second.
Some person page be a statistics number no HIV infections there. Some person page.
Good. If indeed,
answer about a condom, bring 3 million euro by son as a condom.
I tell how a condom. If indeed it's about statistics, why are they going to spend this money for baseline information again? If indeed you have the statistics to tell us, things are not well, so I'm going to do it.
There's a borehole rehabilitation of schools again.
No, not rehabilitation. Construction of schools. Once is school first, when you be away.
Oh, okay.
I get this.
Okay. From zero.
From scratch to finish. This is what you do you get it?
Okay.
As you speak, Eba secondary in Jesia.
Line members is making sure ball uncles some now that's on the ball.
Also, my uncles seminar.
Also, we don't need
New Takade fishing community. And as you speak,
remember, my mentor uncle will feel the uncles and exist. No, you do for touch there and
touch
on your priority.
If nobody is against uncles, uncles, young Nancy out of one group offended. When we were Nancy out of Wakotakwa about 2 years ago, when I organized one bus, Wakotakwa, nobody needs to know them. No beg, Wakotakwa. Nancy, one move for bus, Wakokos, one of secondary, Wakokos, and nobody needs to know them. No bad. It's a moment in creating person there.
Oil City, Wakakra.
Intercity project, you've been mobile co Italy, they've been sort of bus.
One of them,
why are they going?
Why what kind of what Italian Casa, what kind of Italy?
My memory of the project, first of all, construction of schools, my concrete
fishing processing plant.
And I missed that coastline from Indonesia to New Tapari. Fishing community. Serious fishing community. As you speak, you know, I call fishing about this year. You know, what can I go for wonder? Ice block will process it. Only the machine I say, or to process ice block. Remember the time I saw Mokana. And let me remind Honorable Regional Minister. This speech be over my youth center. The first time I'm joining here.
Sure.
Okay, there, you diversify, even waste management. Let's go. Knowledge change, when I send me a question for the year, yeah, investment, even is car. Young brothers will change there, and Brana idea as assembly. Oh, my, when you 2 year investment to get money more, to do more projects. It, you know, if fishing have no swallow, some fishing have no swallow, the ice block processing plant, I say, what SMTA can build our own. Not block group where I then, or a source of employment for the youth. Isn't it that? As you speak, you may say, I'm there. Both now, what Pam Pan, what do you one I'm away the Benjamin? Do we even have employable youth for within the system? I yet train one. They want to build a new boat. Before for what okay, you may not also when you're damn skills now. Then try to go once if it's a question more like this shall get to.
Yeah, shall die.
Don't know what second is this what will get to so now.
Second has a lagoon. You're about to eat some what I funded.
Where's center? I would have a lagoon as I have one place people want to shame Podo. Redevelopment of the essay as a tourist site. Near that there's common sense coming to play. Common sense coming to play. Then you put all the money there to promote tourism. Tourism and other anchors, no, so that we cannot trace. BBD.
All right. Samson here, Assembly Member.